I think I just found the best concealed carry configuration available. This is a love child between the SIG X Macro and a P365, sprinkled in with just a little bit of Radian to make this incredible looking handgun. This gun does not only look incredible, but it does shoot super well as well. So let's break this down. I'm gonna go over how to get this exact setup the cheapest way possible, because I probably did not do it the best way. I'll show you guys a quick video here of me setting this up really quickly. And what you're gonna see is I used 2 handguns and turned it into 1, and it blew up on Instagram, and a lot of people were asking why in the world did I take 2 guns and turn it into 1. But my retort to that is I actually just gave myself 2 reasons to make 2 new guns. So now I'll have 3 guns, because when you have an extra part laying around, that basically means you can make a new gun. And that is what I'm gonna do with this. You can't tell me anything different. So let's go ahead and break this down. So the first thing you're gonna notice is you've got a big compensator here on the front. That's a Radian Ramjet Afterburner. I've done a lot of testing on this. You can see here on the Glock version, this does a really good job of mitigating recoil and looking really nice on the gun. One of the biggest benefits to it is this is legal in a lot of states because it's not a threaded barrel. You slide it over the barrel and then you put a screw in here to the side to lock it in. You don't have to time it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to mess with it. I've never had to mess with the one on my Glock 45, and I've shot that significant amount of times and I've never had any issues with it. So I'm really happy with the way they have this set up. They actually improved the size of these. They made them larger. As you can see between the two, I'll show you guys a bunch of close-up of them, but they're very similar, just a little bit larger with the new design. Now people will ask, why did they do it with a P365 first? Especially because you could say the P365 is probably the least popular out of their compact series of SIGs. And the reason being because you can make this exact configuration. That's what they knew a lot of people would be interested in. The X Macro is an incredible size for concealed carry. You've got the capacity, you've got the size, and you've got the ability to shoot accurately and comfortably with it. And this is what a lot of people are really going for. So they made it for the P365 so you could put it on the X Macro frame. And that's what we have here. So you have the X Macro frame length, size, grip. So you have that 17 round capacity, but then you have that P365 slide length, but then it makes it flush fit to that frame because of the comp. So now you have the added benefits of the compensator and the size of the X Macro. So why do I think this is one of the greatest concealed carry setups that you can make currently? It's because the size, the capacity, and the accuracy that this gun offers is really exactly what I'm looking for. It has a lot of the things that I want, like the ability to have a flashlight here, which I'll be going with a TLR7 from Streamlight when I get that in. And the gun itself is a really solid and well-proven gun so far. And it's kind of like a miniature version of the gun I already carry. So this is the Glock 45 that I carry, and here is the SIG. And it is almost the exact same setup, but you can see size-wise, it's just a little bit smaller. So it's easier to conceal carry, and shockingly enough, this holds 17 and this holds 17. So it has the exact same capacity, but when you're looking for a concealed carry gun, a lot of people were going for deep concealment, so something small. The problem with that being is you just couldn't hit the broadside of the barn with that. So then you had people wanting to go a little bit bigger, you want more capacity to be able to shoot more rounds, and you want the ability to shoot this accurately at farther distances, and I think that's what this gun offers. So now let's go over a company that does so many great things, and their name is Brownells. I absolutely love them and the things that they do for this industry. Brownells is wonderful, even though the place that we're at doesn't allow me to say a lot of things. Brownells was incredible and is still so supportive, and I cannot thank them enough. Go to my website, tacticalvisor.net, and there's some things on there that'll help you at Brownells. So once again, thank you to Brownells. I know I say their name a ton, but it's really all I can say at this point because YouTube doesn't let me do a lot of things. So thank you to Brownells. Another thing I like about these slides is they are direct cut for a Hollow Sun EPS carry, which is my optic of choice for concealed carry for a gun this size because it's enclosed, and I think enclosed optics are better than open emitters because you just don't have the ability to have any debris getting to that emitter inside. It's just a more secure and durable setup. Going down here, you have a back strap now. It's a very aggressive looking back strap. It looks sharp, it has a nice angle to it, and it locks up very nicely. Then it connects down here to your mag well. It's not one piece, but it connects all together. Then dropping down here, you have these base plates, and they just look really nice on the bottom of this gun and add a nice look to it that you're really looking for when you're getting these Radian parts. Obviously, looks are not the most important thing. You're looking for function. And in my experience, Radian's very good at making everything function really well, but at the same time, having a really, really nice look to things. So how do you make this the best way possible and not do what I did? So what I did is I just took those 2 guns. So it was the most expensive way to do this. One of the big benefits of SIG and how they design their guns is their FCUs, their firing control units, is it's just a little piece here that holds all your fire control group, and that is what is serialized. You're able just to buy that little unit, and then you can just buy a grip module of whatever type you want for the X macro. You can go with aftermarket, or you can go with a stock one. If you want the back strap, you're gonna have to go with a stock one because that's what it fits. You'll drop your trigger group into that. You can switch up your mag release or any other little pieces while you're doing this, so you can really build it the exact way you want. And then you're gonna buy the back strap mag well, you'll attach those, and then you're gonna buy a P365 or a P365X slide. And where you can save even more money is it doesn't have to be complete. You can put exactly what you want on this and make it as cheap as possible or as nice as possible depending on what you're making this for. So don't get the barrel, don't get the guide rod, don't get all the internals if you don't want to. You can get it completely stripped, and then you can put your own internals in it, you can put your own sights on it, and then the barrel actually comes with the Radian Ramjet and Afterburner combination. So you'll put their barrel in, and then you can either get their guide rod, which is coming here soon, or you can just get a stock guide rod. Brownells actually makes a lot of these SIG parts as well, just so you're aware, and they're a very big helper. So I appreciate them for that. And you can help them by going to Brownells. So, it's so silly. I gotta make it so vague. YouTube. If I was on Rumble, I could say whatever I want. So if you want the unedited version of this, just go to Rumble. But then that will give you this exact setup, and you can make that a little bit cheaper than what this is, because this was a pretty expensive route the way I went, and I understand that, but that will get you this setup in the cheapest way possible. And honestly, it's probably the better way because you can actually set up every part and piece the way you want it instead of going with all the stock parts and then replacing them later. You can just build it the way you want it. Now let's discuss how well does this actually reduce recoil and being able to get your sights back onto target and make follow-up shots quicker. In my experience, it's been really, really good, especially here with the Glock 45 version that I've been using for a while. I really like this setup. I've been very comfortable with it, and I think it works incredibly well. Now they say it mitigates 42%. Obviously, I can't be like, yep, 29.7%. That's not possible. All I can do is go out there, shoot it, feel it for myself, and then I can do some slow motion, which I do here. Nothing scientific about it. There's no true analytics to what I'm doing here. I'm just giving you my thoughts, and it does reduce that recoil enough that I think it is worth it. So I've always kind of been against compensators, the ones that you screw on at the end of your gun and it makes it aggressively longer, but these are one of the first compensators that I've used that I don't have to mess around with ammo and trying to figure out exactly what makes the gun function. It's always just ran. The one in the Glock 45 has never had any problems. I've used a lot of different ammos, especially going to different classes with that, and it has been really, really good. Now this one, I have so far had the same thing. I've only put about 150 rounds through this right now, but I will continue to put a lot more because I plan on carrying this as my concealed carry gun, so I like to put a lot more rounds through that, and I will keep you guys updated on that. But so far, the felt recoil and being able to get back on target, it does feel reduced. I can't give you a percentage calculation, but it definitely feels enough that I think there is a difference. Other than that, I hope this video is able to help you make a better purchase decision, decide if this is exactly what you want to build this setup because it is incredibly cool, or if maybe it's just not exactly what you're looking for and you want to try something different. That's always my goal, is to help you spend your money in the right way and save where you can. So if you guys are looking to help support the channel and things I do, go down into the description, go to my website. From there, there's a lot of things. Unfortunately, we're on YouTube, so we can't say a lot. If you're on Rumble, you're able to hear my unedited version of all this stuff, and we can talk a lot more. Make sure you guys check out my live streams on Rumble. I can't thank Howitzers enough for supporting the channel. They have donated a ton of money to charity because they donate 5% of proceeds to charity, which is really cool. And they have a tactical advisor shirt, and I wear their clothes 24/7. I've got their pants, their shirt. I'm gonna wear their hat when I go out to the range here. I wear their clothes constantly. Actually, I wear their shoes as well. They got really cool, like Hey Dude style shoes. I really like them. But other than that, thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you all.